Hello YouTube, hello MGTOW, this is me, MGTOW Win. And today we're going to be reacting to MAGA Man Beware of the Judas. The link will be in the description below. I'm going to show MAGA Man how to make a reaction video because obviously he's struggling with this. So this video is going to be 18 minutes long at least.
Together, we will make America great again.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay.
At some point in our lives, we are going to come across an individual that is around you all the time. They claim to love you. They claim to care for you. Women say this to men a lot. I'll always be there for you. You're the one for me. I love you so much.
So does that mean that you're over your baby mama? Chicken nugget toes. So does that mean that you're over her?
I don't want another man in my life. You're the one. You'll always be the one. You're my one true love. You'll have friends that will say, don't worry, I got your back. I'll be there for you. Yo, what do you need?
The thing is, what you're going on, as I said, most of your problems are brought on by yourself.
They're in all your photos. They tell you all these things to sell the idea that they're going to be there for you when you need them. But you have that one person that comes into your life. And I know all of you have had this person who operates as a wolf in sheep's clothing, who has...
See, the thing is like, the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? I think you got it all messed up. See, the thing is like, what you need to understand is apex predator is the fact is, a wolf in sheep's, so did you know this, right? You know that a wolf in sheep's clothing, right, can get closer to any other of the livestock than any apex predator, right? So, where are you going with this?
Clear dichotomy that when the chips are down, they reveal themselves to be the Judas. Beware the Judas.
Oh, so you're referencing yourself to Jesus Christ, right? Of the Manosphere, right?
They always claim that they have some sort of extra special love for you, some sort of extra...
Nobody claimed that. I mean, I'd like to find out who claimed that. But we'll continue.
Special caring for you, some sort of extra special support for you. But then when things go wrong, their dichotomy shows and they start questioning things and they start questioning you. Most of the time they stay quiet. They won't even say a word.
Now, what went wrong? What went wrong? The thing is, you have not stated what went wrong. You know? You have not stated what went wrong for this to happen. So we're going to continue and see. Maybe you'll state what went wrong for whatever the thing to show up. It seemed like everything was going well. For me, for my sector, for you. What? Okay.
Any of you that have been in a serious relationship, or maybe you are in a serious relationship, you could be out on a date, for example. And you go out for dinner, you get all dressed up with your woman, and you think everything is okay, and you get into these really heart-to-heart, deep conversations, and then the next day you go see your woman, or the both of you wake up, let's just say it's on a weekend, both of you got the day off, and all of a sudden she goes mute. She goes quiet. And you're like, hey, baby. She goes, hey, what's wrong? Nothing. Are you sure? No, everything's okay.
Obviously, you don't know how to create a relationship. Obvious. Obviously, you don't know anything. Nobody's taught you how to be in a relationship. Nobody's taught you how to be in a healthy relationship. But I'll continue.
And then she goes silent, and you're wondering, okay, what the hell happened? That's a Judas. And then when you...
No. That's not knowing how to handle when your woman does that. That's not knowing how to deal with it. She says, "You okay?" She says, "Yeah." I mean, even though you're not psychic, you gotta know how to deal with situations like that.
least expect it, she'll go off on a tirade, pissed off at you. Well, you said this about me and you said that about me, and I don't know, it sounded like you said this, and I don't know if I'm pretty enough, I don't know if I'm beautiful enough, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That's because you gave her space and was silent. And if you said that about her, well, oh well.
That's being a Judas. Your boys do the same thing.
No. That's not being a Judas. That's called female nature. That's called female nature, dude. There's a difference between her being a Judas and female nature. You know? See, the thing is about MGTOW, what you fail to understand, it's about understanding female nature. You don't understand female nature. You want to associate that with the Judas, right? Now, it's about understanding and accepting female nature. You know? So, by you even putting that as a reference, that's a horrible example. That's a horrible example of a Judas. So that's real trash example, man, there, big fella.
Your supposed boys do the same thing. Yeah, I'll be there for you, son. I'll be there. They drink all your beer. They eat all your food. They're always there, and they never reciprocate. They never...
Well, that's when you should have cut them off long before.
They never help out when it comes to, let's just say if you're used to hanging out on the weekends. They're the guys that drink up all your beer. They're the guys that eat up all your food. Not once do they offer a case of beer. Not once do they...
Look, if they don't offer a case of beer, you should already know. You should already have known that, cut them off. Cut them off. If they're up here drinking all your beer, eating all your food, cut them off. You should have cut them off a long time ago. They don't offer a case of beer. They don't bring a case of beer. Cut them off. That means you're a trash person you're a trash You're trash at judging people. They come in your house. They drink your beer. They drink your freaking milk. Eat up all your freaking chips and dip. You should have cut them off.
To bring a pack of hot dogs to the barbecue. They're just there. They are the Judas.
No. Here's what it is. Here's what a Judas is. They claim to have your back in a fight, but when blows are being thrown, and you need help and you need an extra hand, because they ganging up on you more than you can handle, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep. And you can only lay about 2 or 3 of them out, and your friend can handle at least 2, 3, 4. If you can handle the same number, and you can split it between, you can't split it, and you gotta split it between your friends. That's a Judas. That's a dude that when the chips are down, when you're throwing, the blows are being thrown, they ain't there to have your back. Those are just moochers. The ones you experience are just mooching individuals. People who are mooching off of you. You got a bunch of moochers. Not Judas, moochers. Because I guarantee you the same thing that they're doing to you, they're doing a free party. Free food, free beer. That's pretty much what it is. That's not a Judas. A Judas is a person when you're in a freaking tight spot. You're out of gas, and they say, "Oh well." A freaking Judas is a dude that you've basically made sure that his bills are paid, but when it comes to pay your bills and help you with your bills, right? They ain't there. They suddenly disappear. Or in the streets, you up here did the same dirt, and they turn around to call the cops on you and inform the cop. That's a Judas. What you're dealing with is a bunch of moochers that you should have cut off a long time ago.
And then when the going gets rough and your car breaks down and you need a jump start, now that fella that was showing up at your barbecue, suddenly they always have an excuse why they can't help you out. But
what? So that's about the only thing that you've referenced correctly. And that is not even accurate correctly. Like, it took me years. This thing called AAA. Like, hey, look, I'm gonna bail you. I'm gonna give you my trick. Call AAA. Give them this number. Give them this reference number. It's up to date. Get you a jump start. Or, I mean, basically, if you have a neighbor, that's what you got a neighbor for. That's why you make preparations for things. You make preparations so that you don't have to rely on people. In fact, to be honest with you, when I go shopping this week, I'm getting me a freaking jump starter for my truck. I'm gonna be able to jump start my truck. I'm gonna be able to plug the block heater in and jump start my truck. But the thing is, like, I try to get things so that I don't have to depend on too many people.
I'll eat all your food and drink all your beer. It's just like your woman. You could spend all your money on them, you could do all the right things with them, and it's still never enough. These people are the Judas.
No, these people are moochers. Those people are the moochers. They mooched off of you and left you high and dry. Now, typically, judging by what your personality is and what I've seen from you, I think that, see, you haven't mentioned anything about your life, about what you did to manage to get your woman decide to walk away from you. You put yourself in those situations to where perception can be reality. You should know better about perception and reality.
I have learned in my life, unless you prove to me that you're worthy of me going out of my way to help you or do something for you, never overextend yourself for anyone, because at the end of the day, you've given everything and people have given you nothing.
Here's a rule that I used, that I was raised on. When you're going to a party, even though there's alcohol there, bring a case. Bring a freaking case. Bring a freaking case. Bring a case. Bring some water, some juice, some food. Bring something. Bring a case of soda. Bring some potato salad. Bring some macaroni and cheese, whether you made it homemade or somewhere else. But don't ever go into a party empty-handed. Never go into a party empty-handed. I don't even like going into a friend's house empty-handed. Okay, I'll bring a case of water. I'll bring a soda, a pack of soda, a case of beer. It's those people that you should probably hang around. The people who bring something to the party.
Return. And then when you actually say, hey, you know, not for nothing, but everybody kind of helped out with this thing, you know, or whatever it may be, it could be.
Did everybody help out? Did everybody help out? Or did you just insert yourself?
A birthday party or something like that, and they actually get offended that you question them as to why you couldn't help out with this particular thing. Or everybody else brought beer or brought food, or, you know, we're taking turn watching each other's kids. What happened? Now all of a sudden you're a bad guy. I'm not much into community stuff. I think you guys know how much I bash the word communism and community. But in certain cases, when you're talking about your friends and those who you're supposed to be closest with, you're supposed to have a little bit of a bond with these people. Family's no different. I at least thought, or at least I believe, that family blood is thicker than water, I believe is how the old saying goes. So forgive me for stuttering there. But family blood is supposed to be thicker than water. That's not true, because usually your family are the first ones to sell you out.
Let me break this to you. You gotta pick and choose on who you basically keep in your life from your family. I only talk to one person in my family. And if you're talking about your family, I heard some things that are so very unflattering. I'm not gonna say it. But I heard some things that are very unflattering, dear Doc. I heard some things that are very unflattering. I'm not going to repeat those things. I'm not going to say those things because I don't know what happened. But judging by the amount of people that are popping up as your trolls, left, right, and center, what are we up to? 2, 3? Really?
And sell you up a river and betray you. Believe me, I deal with this quite a bit because I come from a family of narcissists. Everything's about them.
And you're the same. The apple don't fall far from the tree. If that's the case, the apple don't fall far from the tree. How's that for an old saying?
They don't want to deal with anything that's important to me. And it's not fair.
2 things. I got 2 old sayings. The apple don't fall far from the tree. And life ain't fair. Welcome to the world, Wally. Welcome to the world, MAGA man.
You give and you give and you give and you give and you get nothing in return. And then when you actually confront them about this, they become the Judas. And now all of a sudden you're the bad guy. How many of you have dealt with this?
See, the thing is, Judas sold Jesus out. And he went in hiding.
I have dealt with this throughout my entire life. I've had people smile in my face and laugh and say, "Yeah, you're the man. Don't worry about it." I've had the women in my life tell me that I'm the only man that they could ever love. They'll always be there for me. They'll cherish me forever. Bullshit. Bullshit. They become the Judas. They sell you up a river. They lie. They betray and they deceit. They're full of deceit, I should say. Excuse me. You have to learn to detect and avoid the Judas at all.
Hey, how about this? If they don't come to the party bringing beer, don't invite them. If they don't come into the party, bringing snacks, food, don't invite them. Just that simple.
Costs.
And don't call them for anything.
Because they are the ones that will hurt you the most. They will betray you the worst. They are the ones that will go around and tell people all sorts of horrible and vicious things about you. They're the ones that will set up these default judgments about you that aren't fair or aren't right.
The thing is, your trolls are becoming numerous. When one person says this, when one person's saying this, okay, you can write it down. When two people are saying this, okay, this is more the coincidence, but I'll let this slide. When three people are coming out and telling their side, how they know a person, you got some explaining to do. Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Let me say this again. When one person comes out and says something, we can write that off. When two people come out and say something, there's some concern. When three people come out here and start saying some things, Lucy, you got some explaining to do there. The problem is you're already at two and probably encroaching three people. So you really need some explaining. You need to sit down and have a little powwow with some people who are considered your trolls. I'm just saying. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm a prick. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a dick. Knows that I'm an asshole. Knows that I got more asshole about me than a mill team in a war pole. You know? Knows that I got more asshole about me than a freaking mule team in a war pole.
They're the ones that will cause you the most pain and suffering that you will probably ever experience in your life. And you have to learn to shield yourself and identify when a Judas attempts to come into your life.
How about this? I could already see where this video came from. You should have asked questions. When you ask questions, you receive the answer. You ask questions, you receive the answer. I don't do stuff for a reason. I do stuff because you act how I see you. If you got more bitch and heat about you than a dog kennel, than an animal shelter, I'm gonna say you got more bitch about you than an animal shelter. If you got more whole mindset and behavior about you than a goddamn hardware store, I'm gonna call you Lowe's, Home Depot, Big John's Hardware. Well, I'm going to call you Walmart. I'm going to call you Harris Teeter. I'm going to call you Ollie's. Cause I'm going to call you Tractor Freaking Supply, cause you got more holes about you than a hardware store. If you got that mentality. I'm going to call you Golden Bone or something, Golden Paws or freaking boarding school for dogs. Because you know. Because you're acting like a hound, like a female hound.
Hear those words. I'll always be there for you. You're the only one for me. You're my boy. I got your back. I have to look at these people with a second look now. I've been hurt so many times in my life, like most of you have been hurt so many times in your life. Do you really want to be hurt and betrayed ever again by someone?
Is there anything you can do to stop it? No, there's nothing you can do to stop it. But what you can do is you can learn from it and become stronger. You can learn from it and become stronger. You don't just sit there and, I mean, come on. I have a question. If you are in a garbage, a pile of freaking refuge slurry, and it smells bad, are you going to stay in that refuge slurry? Or are you going to get out of that refuge slurry and take a freaking shower? I don't know about you, but I don't like sitting there I don't like sitting in a tub of garbage juice slurry. I wouldn't even come on. You're up here wallowing in bed sores and everything. All everybody else is moved to piss on.
Or have your heart broken? Why do you think the manosphere exists in the first place? Because men are tired of having their hearts broken. And most women...
And the thing is, we do that to improve for ourselves. We do that to learn and trade knowledge. You have not brought much knowledge into the manosphere. I hate to break it to you. You have not brought much knowledge into the manosphere. You're crying about somebody who left you, who you have not had to pay child support to, who you really should be writing thank you letters to. Thank you letters. I've said it once before and I say it again. You should be writing thank you letters. You don't got to pay child support. You don't got to pay alimony or something like that. A lot of these other people do. They're pissed at you. A lot of these people are pissed at you because they don't have to pay, because they have to pay child support. They have to pay alimony. And they don't get to see their children. You at least don't have to pay child support and alimony. Come on, man. How you living? How you living? How you living? How you living, Duke? How you living? How are you living, Duke?
Turn into a Judas. They become the Judas. They sell you out. They hurt you. And they ruin your life and they destroy you because of their own selfish wants and needs, because of their doubts, because of their patronizing nature, because they didn't have faith and trust in you, that they decided that out of their own...
Because when you tell somebody, don't talk to somebody, especially people in the manosphere, we seek knowledge. We seek knowledge. We seek wisdom. We seek information. We're not going to just sit there and not do something because you say it's not good, not because you say not to do it, because you tell us not to do it. Especially in the freaking tecosphere. We don't sit here and not seek knowledge because you say it's not, you don't do it. We're gonna find out what's going on. The thing is, many of us have learned, a lot of us has learned how to game the left. A lot of us have learned how to game the left. How to make the left spend their resources on us. Think about it. Though the knowledge may be esoteric, but we're up here using and spreading the knowledge.
Own selfish fears, their own selfish needs and their own selfish wants. It was better to hurt you.
No, I'm just like, so a lot of people are telling you how you're acting, you know, and when you pull crap like this, you're causing these reactions. You're causing these people to do what they do. You blame people for being, you basically project your own paranoia on people that decide to do something so that they can game the system, so they can basically blend in and get it, then make them the less spend resources on them. To make their lives a little bit easier. To be able to wake up and not have to worry about getting accosted.
They actually care about what you say, think, and feel. And I, today, at all costs, do everything that I can to avoid a Judas, because at the end of the day, 30 pieces of silver is simply not worth it.
We've been trying to sell you $9 million of information for free. But you can't get over your own self. You can't get over yourself. You can't get over your baby mama. You can't get over your kids. You can't get over whatever it is. Whether you did wrong or right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. It's the fact that you can't get over it. In fact, I don't even know if you're trying to get over it. I don't even know if you're trying to get over it, man. I really don't. Duke, how you living? I hope you figure something out. I hope you figure out your life, because you are about as shacked up as a freaking $2 outhouse. You're about as messed up as an outhouse. That's how messed up you are. You're about as messed up as an outhouse, man. You really need to unfornicate your life. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a boy. You forgot you forgotten more than what I've learned. Which is a lot of fat freaking good that is. You've taken more shits than I've taken, and I've had orgasms. Had more heart attacks than I've had food. This is McTown the Wind signing off.